The floodlights hit my barn like a prison break at 3 in the morning. I stepped onto the porch in my boxers, shotgun across my arm, and counted 6 blue-uniformed men fanning out across my yard. The woman in the lead wore a blazer sharp enough to cut glass and a smile that never reached her eyes. "Mr. Larson," she called, voice carrying like a Sunday sermon. "You have 48 hours to vacate. This is now Ridgeview Commons property." I chambered around. The metallic snap echoed off the cottonwoods. "Lady, this is 40 acres my grandfather cleared with a mule and a dream. You're trespassing." She produced a clipboard thick as a phone book. "Adverse possession filed last year. Community improvements documented. Your absence triggered abandonment protocols." "Absence? I've been here every day since the funeral." "Legal occupancy requires continuous presence," she said, pen clicking like a metronome. "Your intermittent visits don't qualify." The youngest uniform shifted, boots scuffing gravel. I caught his glance, uncertain, almost apologetic. Not all of them bought the script. "I own this land," I told her. "Taxes paid, deed recorded, chickens fed. You want it? Bring a court order, not a costume party." Her smile thinned. "Enforcement begins at dawn. Noncompliance escalates to equipment deployment." Equipment. I pictured bulldozers chewing up the corral my father built. The garden my wife tended until cancer took her. The porch where my grandson learned to whistle. The oak tree where I carved my initials with Martha's the summer we turned 16. "Get off my property," I said. Now. They left, engines rumbling like distant thunder. I didn't sleep. Instead, I called Sheriff Daniels, high school buddy turned lawman. He listened without interrupting, then said, "Document everything, Ed. They're slick. I'll be ready when they cross the line." I spent the rest of the night setting up cameras, 4 angles on the barn, 2 on the gate, 1 on the chicken run, another on the well house. Every feed uploaded to the cloud. If they came back, the world would watch. I even dragged the old trail cam from deer season and aimed it at the back 40, where the survey flags had appeared 2 weeks earlier. At dawn, I walked the fence line with coffee and a notebook. The cut from 2 nights ago was patched with baling wire, but fresh boot prints circled the repair. Someone had come back to admire their work. I photographed everything, timestamps glowing red. Beth Harlan called at 7. "Ed, they're at it again. Patrol's blocking the county road. Says it's a safety drill. My milk truck can't get through. I'll handle it." I drove my pickup to the gate. 3 SUVs, lights flashing, cones forming a perfect choke point. Brad Grant leaned against one, arms crossed, grinning like a coyote with a chicken. "Morning, old man. Training exercise. Public safety. Move the cones, Brad." "Can't do that. Official business." I pulled out my phone, started recording. "This is Edward Larson. Ridgeview Commons Patrol is blocking public road access to private property. No emergency, no warrant, no authority." Brad's grin faltered. "You can't film us. Watch me." Behind him, one of the younger uniforms, name tag read Miller, looked away, cheeks flushing. I caught it on camera. By noon, the feed store refused my order. "Too many delays," the clerk said, eyes on the floor. My egg customers canceled one by one. The vegetable stand sat empty. Word spread fast. Deal with Larson, deal with the patrol. I wasn't just losing money. I was losing community. That night, the air horn started. Short blasts every hour. Floodlights swept the barn, the house, the chicken run. The birds huddled silent. I sat on the porch with the shotgun across my lap and a thermos of coffee, watching shadows move beyond the fence. They never crossed the line. Not yet. Marcus stopped by at dawn, out of uniform, coffee in hand. "You look like hell, Ed. Feel worse. They're wearing me down." He studied the ruts in the driveway, the fear in the chicken's eyes. "This isn't legal harassment. It's psychological warfare. What's the play? Document, wait, strike when they overreach. They always do." I showed him the footage. Patrol vehicles idling on the road, drone buzzing the barn, air horns at 2:14, 3:17, for 22. Every violation time-stamped. Marcus whistled low. "That's a federal case if we can tie it to interstate fraud." "How?" "Karen's not local. She's done this in Arizona, New Mexico. Same pattern. Fake HOA, pressure, cheap buyout. Feds are watching." I felt the first spark of hope since the fence was cut. The next week was a slow bleed. No sleep, No sales, constant noise. I lost 10 pounds. My hands shook when I fed the chickens. But I kept the cameras rolling, the notebook filling. Every threat, every horn blast, every blocked delivery. Then came the letter. Certified mail, county seal. Emergency health and safety violation. Barn condemned. Livestock hazard. 48 hours to remove animals or face seizure. I called Victoria Lang, the attorney Marcus recommended. She listened to the recording of Brad's taser threat, reviewed the footage, read the letter. They're baiting you, she said. Want you to react so they can claim victim status. Hold the line. I'm filing for injunctive relief. Friday morning the convoy arrived. 3 excavators, 2 bulldozers, 6 patrol SUVs. Eleanor Grant stepped out in heels that sank in the dirt, megaphone in hand. Mr. Larson, final notice. Demolition for public safety begins now. Neighbors lined the road. Beth with her phone, Jim Bradley with his tractor, Old Man Jenkins with a thermos and a glare. 40 witnesses, maybe more. The lead operator, Curtis, hesitated. I stepped forward. You touch that barn, you're looking at felony destruction. I've got 40 witnesses, cloud footage, and a federal agent on speed dial. Curtis killed his engine. Others followed. Eleanor's face purpled. Brad Grant stormed forward waving a taser. You think you're special, old man? This land's worth $40 million. You're in the way. He lunged. I sidestepped, years of wrangling cattle making it second nature. Brad stumbled, taser skittering across gravel. Sheriff Daniels emerged from the tree line, 3 deputies behind him. Bradley Grant, you're under arrest for assault with a deadly weapon. Eleanor screamed. This is private security exercising lawful authority. Daniels cuffed Brad. Ma'am, your authority ends at the property line, which you just crossed with heavy equipment. That's criminal trespass. FBI agent Clark stepped forward, badge flashing. Eleanor Grant, you're under federal arrest. Racketeering, fraud, conspiracy. We've got 12 families, 3 states, and 40 million reasons to put you away. The patrol scattered like quail. Excavators sat abandoned. Eleanor's empire collapsed in the morning light. The legal grind took 6 months. Eleanor's lawyers tried every trick. Motions to dismiss, claims of immunity, countersuits alleging I'd damaged community morale. Victoria swatted them down like flies. The evidence was ironclad. Forged county seals, doctored meeting minutes, bank records showing Eleanor skimming HOA dues into Ridgeview Development LLC. Beth's video went viral, 5 million views in a week. Comment sections filled with stories from Nevada, New Mexico, Florida. Families who'd lost farms to similar scams. The feds expanded the case. 12 more HOAs dissolved. 47 victims identified. Total theft, $120 million. Court day packed the room. Eleanor looked smaller in orange, hair flat, eyes hollow. Brad sat beside her, already serving 8 years for the taser stunt. Judge Ramirez didn't mince words. 25 years federal time. Full restitution. Permanent ban from any board, any real estate deal beyond a personal residence. Your operation wasn't community improvement, it was organized crime wearing a blazer. The gavel fell like a barn door slamming shut. I turned the barn into a community workshop. Once a month neighbors learned deed reading, fraud spotting, boundary defending. My grandson Chase, 5 years old, already knows the difference between a covenant and a con. He helps me hang the new sign. An OHOA. No bull. Trespassers educated. Some nights I sit on the porch, coffee gone cold, stars thick as spilled salt. The land hums with cicadas, not bulldozers. Eleanor's in federal custody, learning that some lines can't be bought, bullied, or bureaucratized away. Her investors scattered. The resort plans died quietly. Beth started a co-op market on the old patrol parking lot. Jim Bradley's eggs sell out by noon. Frank Johnson got his farm back, planted corn again. The community didn't just survive, it grew stronger, rooted in choice instead of fear. Chase asks why the bad lady wanted our dirt. I tell him some folks mistake land for money. They forget it's memory, sweat, and stubborn love. He nods like he understands, then runs to chase fireflies. The cameras still run, but now they catch kids playing, neighbors sharing pie, life doing what it does when nobody's trying to own it. The county adopted my checklist for HOA filings. State legislature passed the Larson Act, verify covenants before assessments, No private patrol without charter. Fines capped at $50 without court order. Marcus got a commendation. Victoria Lang took on 3 more cases pro bono. The feds kept digging, found Eleanor's templates in HOA forums nationwide. The ripple kept spreading. 1 year later, the workshop hosts 50 families a month. We teach plat maps, statute reading, how to spot a forged seal. Chase demonstrates the trail cam to wide-eyed kids. The oak tree still stands, initials carved deeper by wind and time. Some victories save one farm. Others save a way of life. Now it's your turn. In the comments, tell me straight. When a clipboard army marches on your doorstep, do you negotiate, litigate, or load birdshot and let the law sort the wreckage? I read every reply. The porch light's on, the coffee's fresh, and the land's still ours.